Jake, can you use this? And this would basically mean athletics between coaches, families, donors,
Okay.
and there was that big What up, Royals Nation? Welcome to the Queen's Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm Kat Biancardi alongside our first guest for tonight, Blake Childers, our men's head golf coach. He was hired in the fall, and right now he's in the middle of the season. But we're so glad that you had the time to come visit us here at JJ's.
Yeah, of course. Wouldn't miss it. Love it.
And we're so thankful to be here at JJ's. Beautiful day. I mean, it feels like summer is coming. Does this just get you more excited just to be out on the golf course more?
Absolutely. I talk to the guys about it every day at practice. I was like, man, you guys have no clue how good you have it.
Yep.
It is, especially this time of year. It's perfect here in Charlotte. Temperature's great. I mean, it got up to 70 today. This is perfect prime golfing weather.
70 and sunny, nothing better. Again, JJ's Red Hot's our location here, part of our Eats on East partnership. We love the hot dogs. There's a lot of different types of hot dogs that they have, and I get one hot dog question. My boss, Jim Pisciglia, told me, what is something unique that you put on your hot dog?
I'm a classic chili guy. Like a little bit of relish every now and then, spice it up, but I like chili, cheese, and every once in a while, if I have the option, I'm a big fan of spicy food. So I like throwing a little bit of hot sauce on there to, just give it a kick. Yeah.
Maybe a little Texas Pete's?
I like Texas Pete. I like Frank's Red Hot. Those two combos is pretty good. I've never tried sriracha on it. Curious.
That's a new one you'll have to try. Add it to the list.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about you.
Sure.
Like I said, you were hired back in the fall, and you took the helm of the program, or you are somebody who is just energetic and smiling and happy, and you've had a lot of really great experience previously with working at Quail Hollow and PGA Tour. Just as you're the new face of Queen's Golf, what kind of identity are you building?
Yeah, so it's been a new kind of learning curve, I would say, to start off with, being my first time. This is my first time being a coach. So I feel like I have a lot of the golf part down. The logistic, other part stuff is the things that happen in the office is the stuff I'm still learning. But I'm loving it. I'm a high energy guy. I'm extremely positive. If you ask my players, maybe they sometimes say I'm too positive. But I'm very optimistic at all times. I'm always believing we can get better. I'm always believing, you know, if you miss a little putt or if a lip, I believe the next one's going in. I think a lot of how I was raised goes into that. I like looking on the bright side of life. So I'm extremely positive, extremely energetic. We have a really historic program. We were historically really good in Division II.
I mean, you kind of, let's pause real quick.
Yeah.
The old, no more bad blood now that Queens is Division I.
Right.
But your experience being a 4-year letterman on the golf team at Lenore-Rhine, Queens' old SAC foe.
That's right.
So you've been around a little bit.
Yeah, so I enjoyed my experience at Lenore-Rhine, played golf all 4 years there. And I had times of glory and times of not so much, but no, we used to see Queens as a rival, so it is a little bit different. Even though now that we don't face Lenore-Rhine really ever, and being Division I, I've still thought about that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm all in on Queens University of Charlotte. I think what's been really great is that we dove into the community really well here in Charlotte. It's a golf-loving community.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so golf-obsessed community. So I'm really excited coming in how the community's embraced us as a team. Just getting to know members from all kinds of different clubs and going to all over Charlotte. And so we've been really embraced by every club in Charlotte. The members at those clubs, it's really been a fantastic experience. And not only am I and my players really excited about golf, but the community is as well. So it's really cool to see.
Absolutely. And let's rewind a little bit about what you mentioned, growing up, being really positive. That's part of who you are. How did you get started playing golf?
Yeah, so I first started playing when I was a little kid. I was probably about the same height, but I was much younger. But my grandfather got me into golf. He is his name's Jim Grady. He's 91 years old, still kicking.
Oh, yeah.
Still plays 2 or 3 times a week.
Seriously?
He's a legend.
That's awesome.
He is awesome. He is the reason I got into the game. My whole family's kind of been in the golf business in and out, played competitively. My uncle, Zim Zimmerman, who was a head golf professional and a PGA pro for a long time, is just retired. He won 2 national championships at Gardner-Webb University.
Ooh.
I had a cousin, which is his son, played at UNC Wilmington 4 years for golf. And my grandfather, Jim Grady, like I was saying, who got me into the game, worked at a golf course for a long time. I have another uncle who's a green superintendent at a club in Hawaii. It's just kind of in my blood.
Literally in your blood from your grandfather. A total almost golf family pedigree.
100%.
And I think that's a lot more common than not in sports.
Yeah.
That you get it from somebody and then there's extensions to it. But has Grandpa come out to yet any events yet?
He hasn't, but we are playing Wofford's event. Is now going to be at Catawba Country Club in Hickory, North Carolina, here in about 3 or 4 weeks. And so we're going to be playing close to him. He lives in Morganton, so he said he's going to come by and hang out with us for a couple of days, which would be great. Hopefully he can give some of my guys some pointers. He can still hit it.
Oh my gosh, make sure to get a picture for our social
100%.
media, for everyone, because that's something really special. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your team's just positivity as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned that they've been positive out on the golf course. I've seen them show up for men's and women's basketball games. I think they have been by far the most consistent group that is right there in the front of the Lion's Den, cheering it on.
For sure.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so maybe sometimes on the golf course they're a little hard on themselves, so I'm trying to spread my positivity and maybe flip some of their mental approach to the game because they put a little bit too much pressure on themselves. But no, when it comes to basketball, they love it. They really do. And we even went to the game down at Stetson.
When
the
y'all
first
were
round
at
of the conference.
the Daytona Beach Intercollegiate.
Stetson was hosting an event, and we were playing, and so we just kind of looked at the time. 2 days out when they announced the scheduling for the basketball game, we were like, I think we can make this.
Well, I saw you guys on camera, and I actually tweeted saying that the shout out to the golf team because they had not only the best seat in the house, but they were standing up the whole entire time.
We hope we brought some energy. Talking to a couple of the players and the coaching staff, we hopefully we brought in a little extra
awesome
level of energy. So we enjoy it. The guys embrace it. We're obviously bummed the season's over. So, but anytime there's a basketball game, they are talking about it all day at the course during practice. So we're definitely into some basketball. We love it.
And are they talking any March Madness right now?
100%. We've created a little bracket in our group, and so we love it.
Excuse me, got a little thirsty there.
You're good.
And just to wrap things up, when you look at the future of Queens men's golf, what do you see?
I see a team that's competing. I see a team that's committed, hardworking, but I see a team that will hopefully be accustomed to success and winning ASUN championships and beyond in the future. I think we have the talent on our current roster at the moment to make a really good push for the ASUN championship this year. Not only that, but I feel like we're trending in the right direction. We keep putting ourselves into position to contend in these golf tournaments. The final round is each of these tournaments is kind of hurt us a little bit. We've gone the other way. But if we just keep putting ourselves in position, giving ourselves opportunities, the talent we have and the motivation we have on our current roster is second to none. So I don't doubt the guys. I believe in our guys that we can get it done, and if we just keep putting ourselves in the right spots, then we'll eventually take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish you best of luck the rest of the season, and thanks for coming out as being our first guest on the Coaches Show.
Absolutely.
More than a good trail, mixed. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey, my pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, OrthoCarolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
Here, strength comes from within. Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
The Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The movement quickly grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Shomars, Jersey Mike's, Rick's Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and its mission to create and connect fans and families.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida. From the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasts in over 16 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12-member institutions provide every collegiate experience from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth. So join us, because we're not just a stop along the journey. The Atlantic Sun is the destination.
Here, strength comes from within. Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
And welcome, folks, back into the Queens Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. I'm your host, Katarina Biancardi, alongside Omer. Dude, you're the assistant men's soccer coach, but people probably don't know this about you. You had a heck of a playing career when you were here at Queens before, so he's got like a double-edged sword there in terms of your street cred as a Royal.
Yeah, not only just playing soccer, coaching soccer, I was also a GA in the athletic department, so I've been around for a bit.
I know, we had our desks near each other, and it was, you know, one of those fun things where we're in the trenches, as they say.
Yeah.
But now here we are on this beautiful Wednesday evening at JJ Red Hots. And Omer, when we're talking about your role at Queens right now as assistant coach, what does that entail? He laughs because there's a little too much.
Yeah, a lot of things. I mean, obviously, the first part is the coaching, you know, the guys. We have right now 24 guys in the spring. We had 32 in the fall. You know, every day just planning the practices and everything that goes with it, you know. Getting everything ready for the guys, just being there for them as well. So just a lot of things.
Is there anything that Coach Carrillas really relies on you to execute and get done? Whether that be game day or practices?
For sure. I mean, just like helping him with organizational stuff, but also like when it comes to the team, I guess Coach Oliver was more of an attacking player. He was an attacking midfielder. I was more of a defender, so maybe I work more a little bit with the defenders where he's like with the midfielders and attackers.
Well, you're a defender, but folks, don't let that make you think he wasn't good at scoring goals. Omer currently is the program leader in penalty kicks. That's something pretty, to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely something I'm proud of. I mean,
penalty kicks made, right?
Yeah, penalty kicks made. Thank you. Thank you for my.
You don't want to be the guy to miss it.
for our co-producer, Jacob.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ones that made. Okay, so that they counted.
Penalty kicks made. Yeah, it was 9, but obviously it goes along with my teammates, you know, that had to win those PKs. So. Shout out to them as well, you know. Could have been a lot more probably too, but there was other guys that scored too, so I'm very happy about that, but hopefully someday someone will break it.
And as being somebody who played at Queens and now you're coaching there, how does it mean more to you when you're on the coaching on the sidelines? I mean, it's got to.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, same with Coach Oliver, right? He's also a Queens alum. We both played, so when we lose, it hurts twice almost, you know, and when we win, it's the same. Yeah.
And definitely share that relationship of, you know, just the long-standing success Queens men's soccer has. And speaking of that success, let's rewind back to this fall where Queens had an amazing, really just breakthrough moment towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Being able to clinch ASUN tournament championships for the first time.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for the first time in our second year, which is I think is huge. I mean, the game where we clinched it, a lot of things could have happened. We had to win. We were down 2-0, came back and won 3-2 at home. I mean,
Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast.
I was there.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Amazing game. Like, I think we scored with like 3 minutes left in the game. Great emotions, you know. I mean, it was great. Made the conference tournament. Could have almost hosted too. So everything was really close. We could have not been in the tournament. So it was great though, making it. I mean, great emotions. Went to Nashville again. So it was great.
Yeah, being able to just add to the list of firsts within Queens Athletics, and congratulations to you and the rest of Queens men's soccer. And
thank you.
Some of your players, I mean, I really got to see also breakthrough moments. Michelle Feldman, I mean, that guy came out of not necessarily nowhere, but all of a sudden he's putting goals in the back of the net and you can't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. Very easy to coach, smart player, you know, works hard, is always there for his teammates. I mean, just overall a great dude. I mean, it's great. I mean, he deserves it. He deserves it all, and I think he'll be back for more.
He better be. We expect more goals and more fun, and he's only a sophomore too. That's what I was impressed by just how he carried himself.
So mature for being just a sophomore. I mean, you'd like to have 32 of them.
I bet. And in terms of the spring training, how's that going?
Spring is going really well. I mean, the boys are working really, really hard. I can't speak from experience. I mean, we have a great group of guys that put the work in. We practice almost every day of the week. We have 3 lifts, and you know, they're working hard.
And for the folks that may not understand soccer in the off season, because every sport does things differently. Off season, there is a different approach to it. How is it different than when you're in season? And what kind of things do you really hone in on, focus on during that time?
Definitely. I mean, just, we're practicing a lot on like what we want to do in the fall. And in the gym, I would say just getting stronger and bigger, whereas in the fall, maybe we do more injury prevention rather than, going really at it in the gym. So there's a lot of time for that. And we can only play 5 days, so it's also like they're very spread out, the games. We start kind of later, but we already played 3 games, so we have 2 more home games.
And how do you evaluate so far those 3 games, and then what to expect for those other 2?
The first game, I was actually sick, so I wasn't there. But
oh, darn.
It was a good start, I guess. The second game, we beat Davidson here at home. And then we had not a great game, the third one, but then we have 2 more to make up for it. So we're looking to get 2 wins, hopefully at home.
Absolutely, and to be able to do that, and it creates a confidence too going into the fall of what your team can accomplish. And you're only in the springtime, so can you imagine when you're going full 100% preseason, it's only going to look better.
100%.
And speaking about your playing career, how did you even first start playing soccer?
Well, I was 4 years old. I started already playing club soccer with like guys that were 1 or 2 years older than me. I mean,
you went in the upper group. You were that good?
Yeah, I'm from Germany and my parents are from Turkey, so it's like the 2 nations that there's no other sports. You're just born into it, I'd say. That's like the first thing you do. You kick a ball around. Also being from Germany, the first time I came to America, that's where I saw that Germans were doing other sports, actually. When I went to Queens, there was track athletes and swimmers, but I had no idea they were doing that in Germany.
You were like, wait a minute, there's other sports besides soccer here?
Yeah.
And did your parents introduce you to the sport, or?
Definitely my dad, I'd say. I mean, he just probably took me to. He was like, all right, go ahead, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking about your, international experience, how did that get you? Just having a wider-eyed view at a place like Queens, who also does have other international players, and just your approach and experience.
Definitely, just like coming here, you've seen like how many more international players there were. Like I'd say we always had like a 50-50 mix of Americans and internationals, and it was awesome, because it's not also on the soccer field, but also like you make friends from all around the world and get to see them, get to see their places. So it was a great experience.
It's one of the really unique things about Queens is the international presence and just how inclusive Queens University is. And just one last thing we have to touch on before we wrap things up. Your wife, Jasmine, she played soccer and lacrosse at Queens, and that's how you met her.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, she's a rock star. She was in season all year long,
Did she run circles around you?
Yeah, I mean, that's how we met, and happily married now. She's getting her master's right now at UNC, so very proud of her.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amir, for your time. Loved having you on this Coach's Show. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Practicing to be a professional soccer player his whole life.
Do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, OrthoCarolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
Every journey has a starting point. Each student has a moment when talent and passion meet opportunity. At the intersection of challenge and support, self-discovery fuels breakthroughs, and leaders emerge prepared for what's next. I grew up loving music.
Go lefty.
It possesses this very real, very unique power for connection and healing. And my journey as a music therapist took shape here.
I discovered the pool offered a more level playing field and the chance to push my limits. At Queens, there's so much opportunity, and our potential for greatness accelerates with every step of our collective journey.
I've always had a knack for chemistry, and that talent has magnified since I got here, rippling out in new directions. I'm not afraid to take risks. I believe challenges make us stronger, and innovation only comes when we're willing to lean into the unknown.
I'm still not sure what the future holds, but whatever it is, Queens has prepared me for it.
My professors push me in the classroom and believe in my abilities.
My coaches, professors, all of us, we're one team, one family.
Here, my voice is heard. I'm given the freedom to be myself and charter new opportunities for change.
Here, strength comes from within.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
What up, Royals Nation? Welcome to the Queens Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina. We're located at the beautiful East partnership of JJ Red Hots. I'm alongside head coach of men's basketball, Grant Leonard. I mean, this weather, sometimes don't you wish you could play basketball outside?
I do, and some teams get to do that, and maybe we'll get to do that one of these days on an aircraft carrier or something.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's absolutely beautiful, and thanks so much for coming, Coach. I mean, it's been a few weeks since the season ended. Now that you've had kind of a little bit of time to reflect, what are some of the highlights for you?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few. I think first some accomplishments of a couple of our players. AJ McKee with his second straight year of being all conference. He really made some large improvements throughout the year. Bryce Cash being unanimous all freshman team, which is, I don't think people realize how hard that is, because that means every single coach respected you enough to put you on that ballot. So those would be two of those deals. I think obviously our non-conference schedule was amazing. Playing so many different conference champions, obviously going to the historic venue at Cameron Indoor at Duke, playing Clemson, but also the A-10 champions of Richmond, App State Sunbelt champions, High Point, the champions of the Big South. And so playing so many quality teams in the non-conference really prepared us for a great conference season where we made a ton of strides and battled our way and got another conference tournament victory versus Florida Gulf Coast.
Absolutely. For the second time, you were able to go to the A-Sun tournament. That's something to be really noted as an accomplishment, because not every team went to, their postseason championships, but Queens men's basketball did for the second time in a row, and that's something for you to be proud of. And I mean, right now you also have an upper hand on Florida Gulf Coast too. I don't think they want to play you again, but.
Yeah, I mean, our guys have played really well against them. It must be a matchup, because Coach Chambers is an unbelievable coach, and they have phenomenal players. But for some reason, our guys are able to really do an unbelievable job on the glass versus them. And so beating them, at Stetson in the conference tournament was a huge accomplishment for us. And we're starting to slide slowly up. Last year, we were 9th in the league out of 14. This year, 7th out of 12. But you're just seeing us getting a little more success each year, and hope that we can make another jump next year.
And speaking of those rankings, as you mentioned, one thing that you do is you put those preseason coaches poll, media poll inside the locker room. You did it last year, you did it again this year, and once again, you guys surpassed the expectation. And you told me that was all part of it, but how did you see that motivate the team?
Yeah, I think that we got a lot of guys who came from places where they have a chip on their shoulder, where they weren't highly recruited guys and maybe didn't have a ton of offers, and so I think they're used to being kind of doubted. but it fuels them. And so for us, for the league to pick us 10th or 11th or 12th, it's really honestly disrespectful to our guys. And so really happy that our guys were able to outperform that. And I think that we got another jump in us for next year. I don't think we'll be picked in the top 6, and I think our guys, it'll fuel them to get in the top 6, but hopefully the top 4 so we can host a conference tournament game.
Yeah, that's the dream, to be able to have a packed Curry Arena house. And some of my favorite moments was the High Point game. Yeah. I mean, that was a game where the energy was electric. You literally in the middle of our post-game interview were thanking Royals Nation as a 6th man. How much does that really play a difference into, you know, games for your guys and for you?
Yeah, our record this year in Curry Arena was 11-3. And so that's phenomenal, and I think that we got to continue to build on that. We'll have 14 home games next year, and I'm hoping that we can get it to where we're 14-0. But the energy that the crowd brings, the positivity, the way that our guys respond, it's a true home court advantage, and just want to keep building on it. And hopefully we have a student section where like they really understand, you know, themes and what we're trying to do.
For sure.
Because there's games where they're rocking, and we got to get it to where it's every game. You know, it's never going to be Cameron Indoor, but it can be close.
Yeah.
And that's where we got to get it to be.
And shout out again to the men's golf team on their showing up consistently at home games and during the ASUN tournament.
I want to say a huge shout out to them, and I was just talking with Coach, and we're gonna load up at one of our turtle tops, and we're gonna show up at a golf tournament, and we're gonna do whatever we can within the rules to cheer them on. But we're excited. Our guys really appreciate their support, and we're gonna show our support for them. Truly is a family environment.
And that's one cool thing that is about Queens, and how, you know, just showing up and being able to have Royals rooting on Royals, as I like to say. And speaking about with the non-conference schedule, you mentioned playing at Duke. Did you ever think when you were starting out as a coach that you would ever play, and ever compete and lead a team into Cameron Indoor?
No. And for our players, it was obviously a dream come true to play in Cameron Indoor, but as a coach, it also is an amazing experience. And it's funny, my family's got a lot of ties to Duke. My brother has a degree from Duke. His wife has a degree from Duke. And for them to be sitting in our section rooting for us, really amazing experience. And, you know, our guys hung with them really tight for quite a bit, and proud of our guys' effort there. But man, what an unbelievable, and that was the whole point of Queens going Division I, not necessarily to play at Duke, but to increase the student athlete experience, to increase the student experience with the games that we're going to play, the places we're going to travel. And man, it's really delivered so far these first 2 years of Division I, and super happy we're in the ASUN Conference and that we're able to go play these non-conference games that really, truly do mean something.
And the best part, we are in North Carolina, which is the blue blood state of basketball, and just being able to have that regional talent from Gardner-Webb, App, and then, you know, down in Clemson and South Carolina. It's something that's really unique about the location that you're in.
Yeah, and I think playing non-conference games, playing a tough schedule is important, but playing games that matter is important. And, you know, having our home opener versus High Point, you know, right down the road, the I-85 rivalry, playing Gardner-Webb right down the road as well. But then also we went to Winthrop, and next year they come back to us, creating that I-77 rivalry. I just think it's really important to play games that matter, and I hope you know, you got to have other people willing to play, but we're able to continue those series as we go forward.
Absolutely, and it makes it more fun, because it is something that both fan bases can enjoy and look forward to those games, you know, down the stretch of the season. And when you're thinking about, you know, you're spending time now with the guys, you're back in the gym for the first time. What's the tone and the vibe?
You know, the biggest